Now you listen to me. This is one time. You're not gonna get away with twisting everything that I say, April. This just happens to be one goddamn time. I know I'm not in the wrong here.
Christ, I wish you'd stayed home.
You know what you are when you're like this, April? You're sick. I really mean that. You're sick.
And do you know what you are?
What?
You're disgusting.
Oh, yeah?
You don't fool me, Frank. Just because you got me safely in this little trap, you think you can bully me into feeling whatever you want me to feel.
In a trap.
Yes.
You
yes.
in a trap.
Me,
Jesus
Frank.
Christ.
Me.
Don't make me laugh.
Pathetic, self-deluded little boy. Look at you. Look at you and tell me how by any stretch of the imagination you can call yourself a man.
Okay, so I need to make this video as quick as I can. And the reason I'm making this video is one of my friends asked me why it is that they always attract the wrong kind of people. And knowing their situation, I know that they've had about 4 or 5 relationships in a row that have all gone quite badly. And it's always been with a similar kind of person, or it's ended in a similar kind of way. Now, what I'm about to say isn't what a lot of you are going to want to hear, but I'm not here to give you conventional, stereotypical bullshit advice, okay? Because the advice that I give isn't my opinion. This is stuff that I've learned from the best human nature coaches in the world. Again, I've invested hours every day for multiple years learning about this stuff. So I don't claim to be an expert in it, but I would say I'm definitely learning from experts. So the knowledge I'm giving you is coming from a very, very renowned and acclaimed source. Look up Robert Greene as an example. Greene spelt with an E at the end. A lot of the stuff I'm going to be talking about is from his book about the laws of human nature. So the first thing, which you're not going to like to hear, is that the kind of people that you attract is a massive reflection on yourself as opposed to the other person, okay? What I mean by this is you can't keep blaming the kind of people that you attract by chance when you're the person who keeps attracting these kind of people. What I mean by this is if a kid goes to 10 different schools and gets expelled from every single school, you're going to start thinking, hey, maybe this kid is just a snobby little brat and he needs to learn how to behave in school. Right? So you are a massive implication on the kind of people that you attract. What you are, if you have low self-esteem and low confidence, you are going to attract people with low self-esteem and confidence. Now, you can get in a relationship with someone who has high self-esteem and confidence, but 2 things will happen. The person with high self-esteem and confidence will be annoyed by your low self-esteem and low confidence, and they'll kind of look down on you because of it. And you, as the person with low self-esteem, will be annoyed by your partner's high self-esteem and almost see it as a bit of cockiness and arrogance, okay? So, although you can get together with someone who's the opposite of you, it will in most cases just not work out because you're not in sync with each other, okay? 2 people who both have low self-esteem, they're predicated to be attracted to each other because they're naturally going to be giving across the same vibes and the same energy, okay? And they're going to feel more in sync and feel like they have more in common with each other. Let me give you an example, okay? If I was a fitness freak, if I were a fitness freak and I watch my calories every day and I go to the gym every single day and I am a vegetarian, okay, I'm naturally going to attract those kind of people because I'm going to be at the gym all the time. I'm going to be on loads of social media fitness pages. I might be going to a gym where there's people of the opposite sex who I'm attracted to, or the same sex. And if I'm a vegetarian, I might also be parts of some recipe groups on Instagram and etc., okay? And you're going to attract those kind of people because you're thinking about that stuff, you're around those kind of people, so it's accessible for you. So you're going to attract that, okay? So to conclude on this topic, the kind of people you're attracting is a reflection on yourself. You need to become the kind of person that you want to be attracted to. You want to become the kind of person that you want in your life, okay? Now, I know that sounds kind of wishy-washy, but think about it for a second, okay? It's easy to say, oh, I want someone with a 6-pack, who goes to the gym, who's successful, who takes care of me, who is nice, who puts me first. But do you have a 6-pack? Are you successful? Are you going to put your partner first? Are you going to look after your partner? Probably not, right? So if you want to attract a certain kind of person, the best way to do that is to become that person, okay? And you may ask yourself, how do you know if you've become that person that you want to attract? The best way to know that is ask yourself, do I love myself? Do you love yourself for all your qualities and all the things that you are? Because if the answer to that is no, then you are not going to attract the kind of people that you want. You will attract the kind of people that you want when you love yourself. Because if you need to become who it is that you're trying to attract and you love yourself, you therefore know that you're going to naturally attract and manifest the kind of people into your life that you want. Okay, that's the first tip. The second tip is not to settle in a relationship. Now, it's easy when you're in a very needy place to want to settle for someone, okay? If I was hungry and I was out and about, and I was very hungry and there wasn't really nice food accessible to me, then I am going to settle for lower quality food, okay? If you are needy and you are telling yourself in your head, I need a relationship, I need that validation, I need to feel important, I need to feel like someone cares about me, then what you are naturally manifesting is the requirement for a relationship, the necessity for a relationship. So you're going to attract someone who is not optimal for you, and maybe someone who is also as needy as you to want that relationship, because you're going to want things to move fast. And if things do move fast as you wanted it to have worked out, that person was also coming from a place of need, a place of lack, and a place of necessity. Okay, so the next tip is don't settle. Settling in a relationship comes out of neediness. Okay, when you are needy for a relationship, you will settle. When you have an abundance of options, there's no reason for you to settle in it. When you have an abundance of options, there's no reason for you to settle in a relationship. Okay, so have a mindset where you don't need a relationship, where you have other things to do, where you're going to the gym, you have your job to focus on, you have something on the side that you're doing, you have your social circle, you have your family. Focus on these other things and you won't need a relationship as much. It will just be something that's nice to have. Okay, the next thing is being relaxed in a relationship. Okay, a lot of arguments and conflicts come from people who are too intense. Okay, they're watching their partner's every move and they're like, you came home last night, what were you doing? Or you didn't respond to me as quick as you normally do, why is that? Are you off with me today? You're too reliant on your partner's emotions and behavior, and you're so dependent on it that you almost become codependent on their emotions and on their behavioral patterns, which is very unhealthy. Because if you're relying on an external source for your validation and for your happiness, that external source being another person is always going to influx. Their attention will sometimes be high, their attention will sometimes be low. You therefore you're putting yourself in a bad situation to begin with by relying on an external source. Okay, so have a relaxed mindset. Focus on yourself. Focus on what you want to do with your life. Okay, if you're sitting somewhere and you're drinking a fucking coffee, right?
This is it. I mean, this is
sit there and drink the fucking coffee. Don't be sitting there drinking the coffee thinking, oh, what's my partner doing right now? Oh, are they talking to someone else? Are they doing something else? Try to just be in the moment. Try to focus on what you're doing at that moment in time. Okay? And the last thing that I want to talk about is the concept of a soulmate. Okay? A lot of people I know believe in the soulmate fantasy and the fact that there's the perfect person out there, and as long as they are patient, the perfect person will come to them. Sorry to crush your fantasy, but what you believe in is a philosophy called one-itis, okay? And it's utter bullshit. You don't have a soulmate who's out there who, you just have to wait around for them to come along. If waiting around means being depressed in your room every day, crying and hoping that you're going to stop feeling lonely, and that the perfect person who is confident, good-looking, successful is going to come along and find you, pick you up and take you out of your troubles, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because that person will be attracted to someone who reflects their other qualities, okay? And a soulmate does not exist. The belief that a soulmate exists in itself is coming from a place of scarcity, okay? You're telling yourself, this person is my soulmate, therefore I have to make things work, therefore I have to invest more, therefore I have to, let them get away with things because this is my soulmate. You're coming from a bad place. You're coming from a place of scarcity. You should be coming from a place of abundance, whereby you think, okay, this relationship's going bad. I'm going to try my best to make things work, but Okay, I'm not forced to stay here if I don't want to, because I know that I can attract the kind of people that I want if I become the kind of people that I want to attract. Okay, so get rid of the bullshit soulmate ideology out your head, because it doesn't exist. Okay, so thank you so much for listening. Comment your thoughts down below and email any specific scenarios you're in to info@aceattraction.com. We got a question yesterday from a guy actually this time, which is good for the guys watching, and we will address it tomorrow. Okay, thank you.